Hello. Hello, students. Good morning, everyone. Can you all listen me? Am I audible to all of you? Good morning, Sainath. Yes, good morning, Tejaswi, beta. Let's wait for a few minutes. It's still 9:58. Yeah, good morning, Chitrateja. Okay, I will see after the class. Okay, do not worry. Yes, good morning, Deepak. Good morning, Santosh. So any doubt from the previous class or from the test? You guys are not asking any doubt from the questions which are coming in your test. So are you able to solve all the questions which are given in test? Okay. So you guys can send me doubts on Telegram, right? If you are having doubts, please share on Telegram group. That is the only way where we can discuss, right? Or yeah, good morning, Vani. So I have given some these were some questions which I have given you. Yeah, Anjali, good morning, beta. Good morning, Shiva Ram Kumar. Good morning, beta. So these were some questions which I have given you, right? These are some questions which I have given you. So I'm just writing the answers, and then I will try to solve all of them and some other questions as well, right? For the first question, the answer will come as +2. For second, it will come 2.5. For third, it will come plus 8/3. This will also come 8/3. This will come 16/3. And this case, if we want to calculate for FE, then it will come 2 by 0.93. Yes, good morning, Sri. So, any doubt in these 6 questions? I will write some more. I will write some more. 7th. Okay, in this case, I want to calculate for chlorine. So it is, if we calculate, okay, you calculate, and Br3O8 हो गया. Yes, we will discuss all of them, right? Okay, so in this case, if you calculate, then it will come as 0. How is it possible to have 0 oxidation number in combined state, right? With other elements, if you are combining with other elements, your oxidation number should be either in positive or negative. Either you would have gained the electron or lost the electron. We will see. Now the question was calculate for CrO5 difference between oxide oxygens and peroxide oxygen. Just a simple exercise. So if you see here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there are 4 peroxide oxygens. Yeah, beta, that will be stable. That is still calcium oxychloride. HNO, that is stable. So if you see, here are 4 oxygens, beta. These are 4 oxygen which are in peroxide state, and only 1 oxygen in oxide, right? So if you solve this, then the answer of this question will be the last question, the difference between oxide oxygens and peroxide. That will come as 4 or 1 minus 4, or you can take mod, that is 3. And if you want to take the percentage of oxide oxygen, there is only 1 oxygen which is present in oxide form, so it will be 20%. The answer will be 20%. Any doubt? Any doubt? Yes, good morning, Yashwant. Good morning, beta. Which one you want me to explain, Vani? Which question? CrO5 or the Na2H2O3, Na2S? Yes, good morning, Sumant. Which one do you want me to explain? CrO5 is very simple, beta. If you know the structure, this is the structure for CrO5. So if you see, there are these 4 oxygen which are in oxide, peroxide. Yeah, that I will take it in detail, beta. Santosh, the first one, and all of them which I have given, all of them I will take in detail. So these 4 in CrO5 are in peroxide, and this one is in only 1 oxygen in oxide state. So you can easily solve it. So in JEE they will ask you the same question can be asked in different manner, right? In integer type question, so you should be prepared. Is that okay, Vani? Yes, good morning, Yashwant. Yeah, right. So this is the structure. Okay. So you guys are revising the notes, right? I'm so I expect you to revise the notes before coming to class. Yes. Good morning, Satvika. And please come on class on time, beta. It is already 7 minutes. We are already 7 minutes, and still I can see there are few students which are not present. Right. So I will discuss all of them, but if you see here, it is 16/3. Yeah, that's okay, beta. This is 2.5. This is 2.93. 8/3. 8/3. Here it is 0. How it is possible?
Sir,
Yes, tell me. Yes, please. Yes, tell me.
which chapter, sir?
What? Oh, I'm not able to listen you, beta.
Chapter, sir.
Chapter, this is redox reaction, beta. Okay. Okay, so this is our chapter is this is third lecture of the redox reaction, and we are going slowly because we are not having knowledge of some other topics which we require to understand this topic. So so if you see, we have already understood the definition of oxidation number. So oxidation number was defined as gain of electron or loss of electron when any when any element is going from its free state to combined state, right? We have understood that oxidation number can be defined as gain of electron or loss of electron when any element is going from uh, free state to combined state, right? So if someone is gaining electron or losing electron, it cannot be fractional. It cannot be fractional. As we are seeing here, it is fractional. In this case, it is also coming as fractional, right? So see, understand, whenever oxidation number is coming in fractional, then it is for sure that it is not the oxidation number of single atom. If the oxidation number is fractional in any compound, it simply means that atoms of the same elements, please listen carefully, that atoms of the same elements are present in different oxidation states. Okay, I will give you examples, then you will understand it in a better way, right? So if something is present in fractional, beta, that is not possible because you cannot accept electrons in fraction, or you cannot lose electrons in fraction. Okay, electrons, the gaining of electron will always happen in terms of integer. Okay, they will be 1 2 3. Okay, they cannot be half 3/2, right? So if it is coming in fraction, it is an indication that atoms of the same element for which oxidation number is coming in fraction, it should be or it must be present in more than one oxidation state. Okay, so if one element or atoms of one element are present in more than one oxidation number, and what we have calculated, then that kind of oxidation number is known as, beta, this is the same chapter. Is it your first class S1? But it is the same redox reaction. We are studying redox reaction. This is the redox reaction, and under which we are studying first topic, that is oxidation number. Right, S1? Did you miss the topics or lectures? This is redox reaction or the mole concept 2. Yes. Yes. Great. So average oxidation number. It arises when atoms of same element are present in more than one oxidation state, more than one oxidation number, right? Okay, so I'm taking first two example that so Fe3O4 and Pb3O4, right? So actually these two oxides are mixed oxides, and this is combination of FeO and Fe2O3. Similarly, Pb3O4 is combination of PbO plus PbO2. So these two are examples of mixed oxides. We will, right? So each mole of Fe3O4 contains 1 mole of FeO and 1 mole of Fe2O3. And if you calculate the oxidation number, in FeO it is +2 and in Fe2O3 it is +3. But in case of Pb3O4, Pb belongs to P block. Here it is +2 and here it is +4. Right? That is why in this case the average oxidation number is coming as fractional. It was 8/3. Here it was also 8/3. So this will be twice of PbO. There are 2 moles of PbO and 1 mole of PbO. That is why if you take average, it will come as +8/3. Right? How to? But I didn't get you, Satvika. I didn't get you. How to? Okay, so I'm just telling you these are some example in which compound which is given to you, it is nothing but it is mixture of 2 oxides. So these are some compound. I'm just giving you one more information here. Elements of P block show variation in oxidation number with difference of 2. Just telling you, you will understand it in while you will be reading P block. I am just saying beta, these are some oxides. Okay, these are some examples of oxide in which oxide is present. It is made up of 2 oxides, 2 simple oxides. That is why we are saying it mixed oxide. Okay, so to understand it, we require some knowledge. Right now we do not have such knowledge, but slowly and gradually we will understand that Fe generally Fe exists in +2 and +3 state. Right? And for the P block, if you see for P block, they will have difference of 2. You can see lead belongs to P block. Lead belongs to beta P block. That is why yes, lead belongs to beta P block. That is why it is having difference of 2. If you see elements of P block, I'm just writing examples. Oxide of chlorine. if you see here, it is oxidation number is +7, +5, +3. So generally the oxidation number, if any element of p block is showing variable oxidation state, variable means if it can form more than one compound with different oxidation number, then the oxidation number will differ by only +2. That if see in this, chlorine is in +7, now chlorine is in +5, now it is in +3. Similarly, you can see for nitrogen. So they showed variation in oxidation number with the difference of 2. Okay, this is specialty of p block element. But d block elements, they do not follow such pattern, right? For s block element it was fixed. For s block elements it was fixed. Alkali metals +1, alkaline earth metal +2, right? D block, there is no pattern, they will show anything, they can show anything. But for p block the difference will be +2, right? I have taken another case, that is Fe 0.93O. There can be other example, Fe 0.95O, right? Such kind of compounds are known as non-stoichiometric compounds. Okay, see, there is one important thing is that you will see these compounds repeating again and again. This kind of compounds will come again. So do not worry that it is not the only time that we are studying here only. If it was like that, then it was not important topic, right? So they will come again. Okay, so these are non-stoichiometric compounds, because if you see, it is in fraction and it is in 1. Here also it is in fraction. Okay, and we will study them in solid state. There will be chapter solid state. We will read them in solid state topic. But right now we want to identify why the oxidation number of in this compound is coming as fractional. So what is the case? In this case, Fe.0, page number, sir, what page number? What are you asking, beta S1? What page number do you want? Beta, which book? I have not suggested you any book, beta. You can read NCERT. Are you new to this class, beta? Yashwant? Yashwant? Yes, that is why. You contact me on Telegram, beta. Okay? You contact me on Telegram. If you have any doubt, then I will solve there. Beta, you do not need to refer any book except from NCERT. Okay? Just focus on class, beta. Just focus on class. Fe.93O, beta. Okay, so we require some knowledge to solve such kind of question. We require previous knowledge. Okay, so we have seen here that Fe can be present in +2 or in +3. So this is the case here also. Whenever we see this thing, then it is for sure. It is. Yeah. Good morning, Sai Tharun. It is 100% sure that in this case, iron will be present in more than one oxidation state. Okay, so it is in deficient, so iron will be, or metal that is iron will be present in more than one oxidation state, one oxidation number or state. So iron can be present in, iron can be Fe+2 or Fe+3, right? If it would have been example of PB, then it would have been +2 and +4, right? So it is +2 and it is +3, right? So we can apply charge method. We have already studied that charge present on any compound should be summation of individual oxidation number, right? And for any compound, the total charge will always be 0, right? So charge method, we can apply charge method. So let's assume that there are Fe atoms, Fe+2 atom which are X. So let's assume that there are X Fe+2 atom. If there are X Fe+2 atom, then 0.93 minus X will be Fe+3 atoms, right? So charge present on X Fe+2 atom will be X into +2, then 0.93 minus X into +3 beta. Then oxygen 1 into -2, and this summation should be equal to 0. Is this clear to everyone? Is this clear to all of you? Huh? We are going to study some very nice examples, right? Yeah, thanks. Yes. So I have taken that Fe can be present in Fe+2 or +3, right? So +2, I have added all the charge of +2 atoms and then +3 atoms, then charge of oxygen. Then it should be equal to 0 in this case. So if you solve it, then it will become 2x, as you all are 2.79 minus 3x minus 2 should be 0. So if you solve it, it will become x 0.79. That is out of 0.93, 0.79 are x. So x Fe+2 x की वैल्यू ये हो गई, then 0.93 x क्या हो जाएगा बेटा? That is 0.93 minus 0.79, that is 0.14. Right? It's a very simple method. Is that okay? It's a simple method, beta. But for this, you require some knowledge that Fe exists in +2 and +3. If any element coming from P block, then there should be difference of +2, right? Sorry. So in this case, we have already calculated the Fe+2 is 0.74, 0.79, and Fe+3 is nothing but 0.14. But in JEE, they are not going to ask such simple questions. They might ask you percentage of Fe+2, right? So what will you do? You will just write Fe+2. How much Fe+2 is? Say 0.79, and total is how much? 0.79 plus 0.14, that is 0.93 into 100. This is the method from which you can solve it. But I have already told you another method, that is alternative method of number line. Alternative method using average oxidation number. Average oxidation number. Oh, I have told you one good formula for calculation of percentage. If you know the average, then how to calculate percentage? Okay, in mole concept I have told you. So if you want to calculate the percentage of Fe+2, average in this case Fe 0.93, the average we have seen 200 by 93. This is the average, right? So if you want to calculate the percentage of Fe, I am just writing the formula Fe+2. So it can be calculated by average minus, you should know, Fe+3 upon difference of 2. that is Fe plus 3 minus Fe plus 2. This is how you can calculate percentage. So you can use this formula, and from there also you will get the answer. This is nothing but number line method. Okay, this is nothing but number line method. You must have studied it in mathematics. If you know the average, then you can solve it very easily. Okay, here it is. They expect you to write the oxidation number. Here also oxidation number, right? So if I let me put the values, average will be 200 by 93. Oxidation number of other atom is 3, and the difference is 2 minus 3 into 100. You will get the answer. Okay, you do not need to solve this equation. Here you will get it directly, right? This is the simple method which I have told you. If you want to calculate for Fe plus 2, then you have to take the oxidation number of other atom. Okay, here the difference of 2. This is how we calculate percentage. This is how we calculate percentage. Is that okay? Is that okay? Yeah, fine. Just revise beta mole concept. I have given this formula and we have used this, right? This is very useful formula, and it gives you answer in fraction of seconds, right? In some second, in few seconds. Okay, that will help you. So practice this formula, right? So we have understood the concept of average. How do we get beta? That is simple, beta. Santosh, beta, you calculate for this. It will come 2 by 0.93. You can write it 200 by 93, right? Average can be calculated like 0.93x plus minus 2 should be equal to 0. So x will become 2 by 0.93. Yeah. Okay, fine. Now there comes some important elements. We have already understood how to find out peroxide bond, right? So there is another rule. I am just telling you, I am giving you some important things and important concept very early stage. So we have understood how to calculate peroxide bond, right? So I am writing it, peroxide bond. How to calculate peroxide bond? It was nothing but number of atoms central atom into oxidation number minus maximum oxidation number divided by 2, right? And this comes in picture when oxidation number is coming, calculated is coming, then maximum oxidation number. Then only we were calculating this. We have seen some questions, Marshall's acid, Carro's acid. We have already solved this. But there will be compounds in which central atom will be forming bonds with itself. There will be compounds in which central atom will be forming compound with itself, right? So just focus here. I am taking one example, that is Na2H2O3. First I am writing its name. It is known as hypo. And I have already told you that if in any compound you replace oxygen with sulfur, if you replace oxygen with sulfur, then its name changes. Its name gets an extra term that is known as thio. Let me give you example. It is OH. If some compound contains OH, then it is known as alcohol. But if you replace sulfur, if you replace oxygen by sulfur, then it is known as thioalcohol. Thioalcohol, right? So this we all know. This is nothing but sulfate. This is what? Sulfate. This is sulfate, beta, right? The structure is, we have already know. This is its structure. So what is thiosulfate? Thiosulfate, you replace one oxygen, that you make oxygen 3, and add one another sulfur, that is S2O3 minus 2. This is nothing but thiosulfate. Thiosulfate. Structure will remain same. You have replaced one oxygen with sulfur, and rest all is same. Yes, I have replaced this oxygen with sulfur. So focus, I just focus. Okay, it is something new for you, beta. It is something new for you, right? So in this case, we already know that sulfur here, which is having more electronegativity, sulfur or oxygen, which is having more electronegativity. Yeah, great, oxygen. I have already told you one example in which we have already used phone, kal, bura, aya. This is right. Yeah, oxygen, beta. Right, Sanjay, you are right. Yeah, that is oxygen. So oxygen have great more electronegativity than sulfur. So I have told you that through structure, if you want to figure out the oxidation number, just break these two bonds, or what we will do, if you break these bonds, give negative to the more electronegative atom and positive to the other atom. So in this case, oxygen will have -2. Here it will have -1. It will have -2. It will have -1. Right? Oxidation number, two bonds. So atom which is having more electronegativity will get -2, -1, -2, -1. So summation will be +6. That is why the oxidation number in sulfate, the oxidation number of sulfur in sulfate is +6. Right? So let us understand one more, or let us understand this in detail. Covalent bond, right? Covalent bond. Covalent bond. If it is heteroatomic, then very simple. Let's say it is A and B, and A has high electronegativity. A has higher electronegativity. Higher electronegativity. Okay, fine. A, this or this, right? So how do we assign oxidation number? If A is having high electronegativity, then A will get -1 in this case, and this will get +1, right? As there is only one bond. But if there are two bonds, then A will get -2 and we will get +2. And in this case, the third case, A will get -3 and we will get +3. Right? Is that okay? This is for heteroatomic. This is for heteroatomic. Right? This is for heteroatomic. But if the case is, if both atoms are same, for homoatomic covalent bond, there can be two cases. Different hybridization. Till now you do not know this concept, hybridization. So just listen. Same hybridization. If hybridization is same, for example A and A, if hybridization is same, then this will get 0 oxidation number and this will also get 0 oxidation number. Example Cl2, H2, N2. Okay, we have already studied Cl2, H2, N2. In this case, chlorine 0, hydrogen 0, nitrogen 0. But if hybridization is different, then let's take some example B and B, and let's say it is having, in case of hybridization, we need to check only percentage S character. Percentage S character. is more, just listen. If it is given that percentage S character of B is more, left B, right? Then percentage S character also determines the electronegativity. Same element, same atom having high percentage S character will be more electronegative. It is because S orbitals are close to nucleus. So as they are present in the vicinity of the nucleus, they has capability to hold the electron. They have capability to hold the electron. That is why any atom which is having more S character, more percentage of S character, that will have more electronegativity, right? So just listen it. When we will cover chemical bonding in that chapter, we will discuss all this in very detail, and if I will be teaching, then I will re-explain it, right? And I will take all these example again. Okay, so if there are two elements with different hybridization, then in that case a compound or a atom having more or higher percentage S character is more electronegative. Okay, I will write it there. So in this case, if B is having this, B left B is having more percentage S character, so this will get -1 and this will get +1. If they were having two bonds, then one will have -2, other will have -1. Okay, so I'm just telling you electronegativity is directly proportional to percentage S character. For now, you just so carbon sp, if carbon is sp hybridized, it has more electronegativity than carbon sp2 than carbon sp3. You can see here there is only one S, one P, so 50-50. Here it is 1 and it is 2, so out of 3 only 1, right? Here if you see 1 and P are 3, so out of 4 there is only 1, right? So you see the percentage S character is decreasing. Okay, I'm just writing here percentage S character. In this case 50%, in this case only 33%, in this case 25, because out of 4 there are 3P and 1S, 2P, 1S, 1P, 1S, right? So just listen this, that's it. Now coming to our question, Na2H23, we were trying to solve this. Its name becomes sodium thiosulfate. Very important compound in chemistry, right? So if we want to figure out, in this case, I am just telling this, I am giving you information that this is having more percentage S character, more percentage S character, right? Out of these two sulfur, both of them are not having same hybridization. So this is the special case in which we need to remember. Right now we can remember, but later we will be able to figure out why this is not having same S character or why this is having more percentage S character, right? For now you can just, for now we are having only one example for now, right? So these two sulfurs are not present with same hybridization. So I'm just writing it here, note, both sulfur are not having same hybridization. So if you try to solve this, then as this blue marked sulfur is having more percentage character, so it will carry the oxidation number of this will become -2. The oxidation number will become -2. In this case, it will become -2. And to solve this oxidation number for this sulfur, you need to break 6 bonds. And all these 6 bonds are more electronegative than present sulfur. So this sulfur will have +6. Did you get it or not? Please tell me. Did you get it? Tell me, did you get it? I'm waiting for your yes, great. You need to revise it better because it is very new. Yeah, great, good response. So they might ask you, they might give you question that both sulfur are in same oxidation state. No. So I'm just forming a question for Na2H2O3. Both sulfur are present in same oxidation state. Second, one sulfur is in -2 and other in +6. Third, the difference between oxidation number of sulfur is 0. Fourth, difference between oxidation number of sulfur is +4. So which of the following are correct? Which of the following are correct? We have already seen that both sulfur are not present in same oxidation state. One is in -2, other is in +6. So this cannot be right, beta. This cannot be right. And the difference of oxidation number is also not 0. This is also wrong. क्या बेटा किधर किधर देख रहे हो सुमंत? Are you sleeping? First and third are wrong, beta. One in -2 and other is in +6. Yes, that is correct. Yes. So why are you saying third will be the right? And the difference will be +4. 6 - 2. If you calculate the difference, okay. But the difference is not -2, beta. If you see, difference is, if you want to calculate the difference, it will come as 6 minus of -2, right? So the difference is not, the difference will be, if you want to calculate, it will come as +8, right? So difference is +8. So this is also not, this is also wrong. So answer is second. Did you get it? So this is the example in which you need to remember that sulfur, both the sulfurs are not present in same oxidation state. Yeah, that is right. Now it is right. Yeah, shall I move ahead, beta? You do not need to copy, beta. You do not need to copy. Just listen and see this structure again. See this structure again. So this one is more electronegative. So there are 2 bonds. That is why I am giving -2. For this sulfur, this atom as well, this, also this, and also this, all of them are more electronegative. So you need to break 6 bonds. That is why it is having +6. Right? Shall I move to another example? Yes. Now our example, next example is same compound Na2S4O6. Remember what I told you, that if oxidation number, okay, if oxidation number is coming less than maximum oxidation number, then it indicates that there are central atom bonds. Bond is present. Let me tell you what is central atom. Central atom is the atom in a molecule from which all the atoms are connected, from which all the other atoms are connected. Generally, central atom, how do you identify what is the central atom? Okay, this is for our convenience. They are not going to ask you what is central atom. Central atom is generally bigger in size. bigger in size. We do not know yet how to estimate the size, how to predict the size. Or you can see lesser in number, lesser in number. Another thing, hydrogen and fluorine, they can never act as central atom, right? They can never act as central atom, right? In this case, this is iron, this is iron beta, Na is iron. Now out of these two, if you see, sulfur is present in less number, right? And if we calculate the oxidation number sulfur, it is coming as, oxidation number is coming as 2.5. But if we see, beta, don't do this. Thank you, don't do this. Yes, I know you have this capability. Yes, which is coming, which is less than, but maximum oxidation number of sulfur is, maximum oxidation of sulfur can be, please respond. The maximum oxidation number of sulfur can be, please tell me quickly. Yeah, Sanjay, you are very right. It is +6. So you can see the oxidation number which is coming, it is less than. So it should have bonds present between sulfur, sulfur, sulfur. There are 4 sulfurs. There are 4 sulfurs. They must be present in like this. In this case, sulfur is our central atom, right? Now I have already told you that generally structures are symmetrical. They are symmetrical, right? So they are symmetrical. So nothing, you need to distribute oxygens. This is the structure of Na2S4O6. Right now, as you do not know the oxidation hybridization, so I am telling you all the sulfurs have same hybridization. So electronegativity of all the sulfur is same. That is what I want to tell. Okay. So can you predict the oxidation number of this, and all the 4? These two are looking identical. So these will have same, and this might have different. Please give me the answers. No beta. Santosh, you are wrong. Anyone else? Anyone else? I am giving you time. Right? These are some very good examples. They do ask such kind of questions only. No beta. If you see, just tell me on, if you see here, both of them are having same electronegativity. So if you consider this bond, this will have 0, this will also have 0. In this case also, both of them are having same electronegativity. Both of them are having same electronegativity. Both of them are having same electronegativity. So this bond will also give 0. So you can see for they both will have 0, 0 oxidation number. Yeah, now you are right, Santosh. I am happy that you have given the correct answer. Yeah. Yes, good. What about others? If you see this sulfur, the yellow marked sulfur, they are having only 5 bonds with the more electronegative atom. The sixth bond with the sulfur is of same hybridization, so that it will not give you any charge, neither negative nor positive. Only 5 bonds. These 5 bonds are important. So it will have only +5, and this is also +5. That is why if you see +5 +5 0 0 10/4. That is why it is coming 10/4. Right? That is why it is coming 2.5. Right? If you see, if you add all of them, Rahul, please do not do that. Please. If you see it, beta, then this sulfur is having +5. This is also +5. If you take average, so there are two sulfur, two different kind of sulfurs, sulfur, right? Zero oxidation state, zero oxidation number, and +5 oxidation number. Having zero oxidation number, there are two having zero oxidation number and two having +5 oxidation number. Is it okay, or shall I repeat it? Tell me, I will repeat it, because the next question you are going to do it. For the next question, what about others, beta? Please respond. I have seen there are many of you have Mansa, Karthik, Sai Tharon, Deepak, Goli Pirne. What happened to you? You are not responding. Jai Shankar. Clear. Okay, fine. Shivarama Kumar. Once again, sir. Okay, fine. Prerna. Rahul. Sai Shraddha. Sanjay. Swati. Harshita. Yeah, okay, fine. Yes. I will repeat it again. Varnika, you have gone into silent mode, beta. Okay. Now I am explaining it once again. To solve this, you need this information. So I have given you this information, right? I have already drawn the structure. I am just giving you hint that generally structures are of symmetrical nature. Okay. And how did I figure out that there are no oxygen in between two sulfur? Why I have not drawn this? It is because oxidation number of sulfur is coming less than the maximum possible. Okay. If oxidation number is coming less than the maximum oxidation number, it is the indication that there will be direct bonds between the central atoms. That is why I have drawn such kind of bonds, right? That is why I have drawn like this. Why I have not drawn this two oxygen between two sulfurs? It is because such kind of bonds are drawn when oxidation number is greater than maximum oxidation number, right? So it is the case when oxidation number is maximum greater than maximum oxidation number, then that is the case. Fine. So that is why we have not taken two other kind of possibilities. Okay. After drawing this, I have given oxygen so that it look symmetrical, right? Now if you see, all have same hybridization. So if you break this bond, both will have 0, because both are having same electronenity and atoms are of same electronenity, right? If you break this, in this case also 0. Okay. So this sulfur remains with other 5 bonds. That is why it is getting +5. And all other 5 bonds are of more electronegative atom. Great. Shall I move ahead? So I am now giving you one question to solve for you, Br3O8, in which information is given bromine are having same hybridization. Just tell me oxidation number of all the bromines. So I am giving options. All bromine are present in same oxidation state. Second, one is present in +6, 2 are present in plus 4. Third, 1 is present in plus 4. 2 are present in plus 6. This is what I want you to solve. BR 308. Fourth, the difference between or I am writing this percentage of bromine having plus 4 oxidation number is 66.66%. Yes, I want you to solve this. But if fourth one is right, then second one is also right, Hanok. Do not give blind guesses. You need to solve it. You need to draw the structure. You need to draw the structure, then only you will get. Beta G Sumant, you are not right. If 2 is right, then fourth will also be right. I am giving 1 more minute. Okay, so I am just solving it. See, first that is तो बिल्कुल wrong beta Santosh. It cannot be in fraction beta. You have already solved the oxidation number coming. The maximum oxidation number of bromine, it will be plus 7. It can be plus 7, right? And here the oxidation number which is coming is it is plus 16/3. That is less than 5, around 5. So it is the indication that compound will be having bond between the bromine. So it will be having bond between the bromine. It is like this. So if you want to distribute the oxygens, you distribute oxygen like this: 3, 3, 3, 3, and 3. This is what we can draw, right? This is what we can draw. Any other structure is not possible because you need to consider that it cannot have more than plus 7. It cannot have more than plus 7. So if you want to draw something else, you can draw beta. You can send me on Telegram and I will tell you why that structure is not possible.
Okay.
Okay, beta. So you draw the structure, some other structure, and this looks very symmetrical also, right? If you want to give 3 oxygen to this, okay, if you want to give 3 oxygen to this, then structure will not remain symmetrical. So if you want to draw something else, you are free to do that, and please send me on Telegram and I will tell you why that structure is not possible. Right, I have drawn the structure. Now you can solve it, and I have already given that all the bromine having same hybridization. So bromine bond will not give charge. So you see, if you see, there are 6 bond with oxygen. So it will have plus 6, this will have plus 4, and this will have plus 6. If you have any doubt, then tell me. So third option is right. Third option is right. Is that okay? Anyone? Any doubt? Please quickly respond because I want to solve one more example, very nice example. Then from the next class we will understand oxidation reduction we have already done, but with the oxidation number help we will again re-explain. We will again understand what is oxidation reduction and what is oxidizing agent and reducing agent. Clear. Okay, also tell me how was today's class, because this is the last example which I am taking. Very good example. And one more important thing, the next example is calcium oxychloride. Calcium oxychloride. Yeah, so I am just asking what is the oxidation number of calcium in this? Oxidation number of calcium, we know that it belongs to alkaline earth metal, so it must be +2. It is fixed. And oxygen, oxidation number of oxygen, it is also fixed, that -2. Okay, so this structure, it is like this. You cannot do this, right? Then where will chlorine go? This is not right structure, because in this case calcium will have different oxidation number. It should be +2. So calcium should be bonded like this. It should have 2 bonds, one with oxygen, then oxygen will be added with chlorine, and this and this. This is the structure of calcium oxychloride. So if you see, and this should not be written with the double, because it is ionic bond. It is ionic bond. Okay, so this is ionic bond. This is +2, and this whole will be having -2. So I am just writing it here like this for now. So if you see, in this case chlorine will be having +1, sorry, -1, because it is attached to less electronegative atom, and in this case it will have +1. So there are 2 chlorines, 2 chlorine, one chlorine is in +1 and other chlorine is in -1 state. Did you like this example? This is very good compound, and you will encounter it. You must have studied this in 9th and 10th also, calcium oxychloride. Is that okay? I just want you to give one another concept, very simple concept. It is coordinate bond. Till now we do not know what is coordinate bond, but I am just telling you this thing. It is represented like this: donor and acceptor. It is nothing but a type of covalent bond. If you find somewhere, beta, if you find somewhere such kind of bond, what will you do? You just represent it like this. D will be having positive and A will be having negative. This is the, and then you can solve the question. Okay, just telling this, D will be having positive and it will be having negative. This can be represented like this. In this, D means donor, this is the donor, and A means acceptor. So if I am giving you this question, HNC, it asks you, it wants you to know the oxidation number of nitrogen and carbon. Oxidation number of hydrogen, nothing. Hydrogen is attached with non-metal, so it will have for sure +1. What about nitrogen and carbon? So you can clearly write this example like this. This is having minus, this is having plus. Now just break the bonds. Now just break the bond. You need to break 4 bonds for nitrogen, but one is with 4 bonds, right? And nitrogen is more electronegative than both of them, so it will get -4 and +1. So oxidation number of nitrogen will become -4 and +1, that is -3. What about carbon? Oxidation number of carbon, if you break these 3 bonds, then it will get +3. So +3 -1, if you see, it will become +2. This is very good example, beta. So I'm giving you some questions. I have already given this NH4NO3, NH4NO2, right? You need to predict the oxidation number of this nitrogen and this nitrogen. Homework. If you see, ammonium is like this. Or I will write this. Yeah, ammonium is like this. You can understand ammonium ion is like this. Here it is plus charge. And nitrate, you know, it will have minus charge. I have given you some hint. Now you solve it. Oxidation number for this and oxidation number for this. Right? So that is enough for today's class. I will share the notes with you guys. Right? Any doubt? Please tell me. I will share the notes. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Bye, beta. Okay, bye. See you in the next class.